short journey to the lives of real people with life lessons just for you. I hope you're feeling it, for it's that time again to join me, your host, Willie Hall. So, grab your favorite drink and relax, or cruise down the road while you enjoy another journey into the lives of real people, having food for the soul. Food that entertains and feeds all people, both young and old. And don't be surprised if your podcast host shares some of his own pot of gold. Dear listener, thanks again for joining me, your host, Willie Hall, for another story from the lives of real people having life lessons. Today's story I've titled Fencesitters and Their Wallets. Let me give you two definitions. The first word, fence sitter. From dictionary.com, we learned that a fence sitter is a person who remains neutral or undecided in a controversy. From the Free Dictionary by Farlex, a fence sitter is a neutral or uncommitted person, especially in politics. For Pashtun-Wali, Wikipedia says it is the traditional lifestyle and is best described as a code of honor of the Pashtun people by which they live. Scholars widely have interpreted it as being the way of the Afghans or the code of life. Pashtun-Wali is widely practiced by Pashtuns in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Now, for the story having life lessons, fence sitters and their wallets. From 2011 through 2013, while serving as the U.S. Department of State civilian lead of District Stabilization Team West, located in Khost Province, Afghanistan, I worked closely with governmental, military, and tribal leaders. The population within Khost Province was overwhelmingly comprised of the Pashtun people, that is, people historically known as Afghans. This group is a tribal society comprised of approximately 350 to 400 Pashtun tribes and clans. From 2011 through 2012, one of several areas I was responsible for included Shembawat village located in Nader-Shakot of Khost Province, Afghanistan. In September 2011, NSK, or Nader-Shakot District, Police established a police outpost in Shembawat village and began conducting foot patrols at a time when the balance of power between the Taliban insurgents and the official government was tipping in favor toward the Afghan government. During this time, I held numerous meetings with key community leaders to include governmental and tribal leaders. One such meeting with a tribal leader who hailed from Shembawat village and the Zanikale, a sub-tribe of the Zadran tribe, revealed a list of approximately 35 key clan leaders within the Zanikale. These were the true power brokers and leaders within the Shembawat village and surrounding areas. However, they were not seated on the NSK District Council. Why? For fear of being targets of assassination at the hands of the Taliban insurgents. What had happened was these clan leaders basically made a compromise, and they basically chose insignificant members of their clan to be seated on that district council, knowing full well that the Taliban would leave them alone. All right, I also had discussions with NSK's district governor and chief of police to initiate talks with the 35 key leaders to begin negotiating a security pact between their clans and NSK's district government. Negotiations between the district officials and the villagers resulted in a security agreement in April that imposed community-enforced financial penalties on property owners and other individuals who assisted the insurgency or failed to report improvised explosive device, that is IED, emplacement. The Zanikale Security Shura Agreement is straightforward. If the Shura, or group of leading elders, villagers, or local police find weapon caches or IEDs on a resident's property, or can prove that a villager assisted or failed to report insurgents, the Shura can issue a fine, with police enforcement of payment. Fine proceeds are accounted for during executive meetings. Initially, a fine of approximately $250 for each violation was collected from the owner of the land where the insurgent attack took place. Well, near immediate positive results from this mandated neighborhood watch program with sanctions took place after the first fine collection, in which it resulted in villagers discreetly sharing with local police the location of IEDs planted by the Taliban insurgents. Also, the number of insurgent attacks dramatically and quickly decreased in the Shimbawat village and surrounding areas. Because of its success, other clans outside the Zani-Kel subtribe asked to join the security agreement. In late November 2012, more than a year since wheels of progress began tilting in favor of the Afghan government, the Zani-Kel Security Shura amended its security agreement to add a $10,000 cash fine chargeable to an entire community if it refused to aid in the defense of a citizen under attack by insurgents. The new provision also levied a $2,000 cash fine against an adult male relative of the one being attacked if he refused to assist the community in its efforts to fight off the attackers. Well, after U.S. forces left Khost Province in 2013, Afghan contacts from Khost Province reported in late 2014 that the security pact was still having its positive impact upon many communities. So what are the lessons learned? That is, the things necessary for the success of this Zani-Kel Security Shura mandated neighborhood watch program having sanctions for those who breached the social pact. 1. Continuous Afghan police presence among the Shimbawat villagers with regular community patrols and outreach. 2. A neutral third-party advisor who acts as the connective tissue between Afghan stakeholders with disparate motivations, interests, and responsibilities. 3. A strong district police chief who handles the fine collections in a transparent and above-reproach manner to avoid accusations that is a police shakedown for corrupt purposes. 4. A district governor, police chief, and others who are not only able to recognize influential elders and other key actors in the target population, but also willing to persistently engage community leaders to work through differences. 5. Elders genuinely respected by their communities and signatories to the Community Security Compact who are willing to serve on an executive committee. 6. A written security agreement that includes community-enforced financial penalties on property owners or family groups who allow their properties to be used for insurgent activities and reasonable fines for violations. The fines need to be tough enough to deter complicity, but not so harsh as to be effectively unpayable, especially for a community with minimal cash holdings. Lastly, 7. Development projects, preferably government-funded and administered, which benefit the community that enforces the agreement. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me again today. Willie, your host for ShortHall. That is, for short stories having life lessons. Again, please join me again next time when we tell real-life stories having life lessons. Be sure to subscribe and be sure to share this link with all you know. Thank you again. Good day. Thanks, dear listener, for joining your host, Willie Hall. I trust you found some nuggets of gold in today's real stories. Now, help me help ShortHall best serve your listening needs by entering your comments, follows, and likes below. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube so together we'll build the best and fastest growing show. A show that lifts the soul and helps bless all. So until we meet again and beyond, enjoy the life God gave you until your next journey with ShortHall.